You know more than you think you do. That thing that you are holding back on because you think that you should have more experience in, you should research everything about it, you should go and take classes and whatever it is. I have a background as a teacher, so I'm definitely not saying don't go learn more, um, don't go diving deep into something and, do it right kind of thing. But that could be the thing that's holding you back from doing a lot of things that you actually know a lot more about than you think. I would not be doing this YouTube channel if I thought when I started it, I was like, I need to know more about lighting and camera and filming and the internet and editing, and I haven't done that. I'm not saying that I'm proud of it not doing it, but if I had tried to figure that all out and told myself I don't know enough, I just wouldn't have started. And the thing is, I knew enough from watching other YouTube channelers. I was watching and observing and didn't realize how much I was taking in. Sure, I might not be able to do all the things that sometimes I like another YouTuber what they do, but there were things just in terms of speaking, in terms of sharing, in terms of content, that I was like, I didn't realize how much I know more than I think I do. I'm going to give you an example with something that I don't know very much about, I could say. For example, cooking. I'm not a big cook. I like to just make things really simple. I tend to go out sometimes and if I know that there's a place that I could get some healthy food, sometimes it's easier for me to go out and get it. I might get that kind of meat dish there, and do something simple at home like a salad or a stir fry or whatever. So I could say to myself, well, I don't know anything about cooking. But what if I want to learn how to cook better? What if I want to try something new? If I keep telling myself I don't know anything about cooking, I'm going to make that come true. But do you know what I do know about cooking? I know how to eat. I like eating, and I have specific tastes about food. I'm not saying that me having tastes, good taste or my taste or whatever for food, makes me a good cook. But it gives me an in to have insight into whether this dish is going right for me or it's not. It also gives me insight into what I like and what I might want to explore in terms of cooking. When we cut ourselves off from something because we say we don't know enough about it or we don't know anything about it, we actually do. I was saying in one of my videos, like, I know nothing about electric guitar, but when I've been practicing, I've been realizing, but I listen to music a lot. I listen to music all the time. So I have an ear that has picked up over my lifetime what something could sound like when it sounds better, or how something could be created just because I've heard melodies of songs that I love and lyrics of songs that I love. Again, I'm not saying this automatically can make me a great songwriter or musician, but it means that I actually know more than I think. And when we take that mindset, we can do more than what we think. And hopefully, because we take the mindset and say, actually, I know more than I think I do, we can match up with this more hopeful, more positive, more, aha, I actually know something about this attitude that can get you to where you want to go faster, if that makes sense. When I'm practicing guitar, I know when I've made like a wrong note because I've heard music before and this doesn't sound right, and I can fix it that way. And I just think like the amount of things that I or anybody has said, oh no, I can't do that because I don't know anything about it, and then left it. And that dream is crushed because you think you didn't know anything about it, but you actually do. Even to the point of like, I've heard people say, oh no, I can't dance. Well, they've never taken lessons. They've assumed that people are naturally born dancers. Like if they can dance, it's because they were born with it. And that's not true. And if you can walk, even if you can't, that's a whole other video, but if you can walk or move, you already have some really great tools for dancing. Because I can tell you from a lot of experience that sometimes the biggest problem that some people have when they come to dance is that they try to make it something that looks very not natural. They try to force it. They try to push. They make their steps really unusually big and awkward or very mechanical or something. Something doesn't look natural, but actually one of the best tips I could give some of those people for improving their dancing is to just do it like you're naturally walking. Don't make your steps like if you're learning bachata or salsa, you don't want to make your steps giant because it takes your body, first of all, out of alignment. It's not natural. It doesn't feel good. It looks really weird. And people don't realize that they actually know more about dancing even without having danced than they think. And this can change everything for us. I want to go out with this mindset, like I want to go outside into the world with this mindset because there are so many things that I want to learn that I remember that I've said, hey, I don't know anything about this, or I don't, I've been on dates where like someone has said, oh, they're an engineer or they do something that is completely like foreign or feels foreign in my world of Tasleem's normal things that I do. But actually, even with engineering, well, there's some creativity, there's some math, there's some structure to it. And I know some of that. Like I can pick up that aspect of it to at least appreciate what the other person does instead of saying, oh, I don't know anything about that, so I have nothing to comment on it, or I could never do that. Well, I don't know, maybe I could. Like, yeah, this kind of is an add-on to my video about how the doing of some things actually is what can make us ready for it, instead of saying, oh, I can never do that, or I'm not ready for that and I need to take lots of lessons and lots of practice and lots of whatever, and then you never actually do it and get the practice because you just keep thinking, oh, I don't know enough about this. But actually you know more really do. And I do. And the more that I'm doing things that I thought I didn't know anything about, I'm like, oh, actually, this relates to this aspect of my life. I can bring that in here, and I know something that helps me learn this new thing. You always know something that will help you learn a new thing. Even if it's just like you're a child and you're learning to walk or crawl or whatever, there's something that you are doing in that adds up. It adds up to like, okay, well, the next time that you're doing, I don't know, acrobatics or whatever, like you might do a somersault and your body remembers, hey, I used to do that accidentally as a child because I didn't know how to use my legs and walk and arms very well, and this was the way that I rolled around, you know? Anyway, yeah, just wanted to share that with you. I hope you're having an amazing day. Can't wait for the weekend coming up. Talk to you soon.